Seventh graders, lesson 5-7. I'm solving equations, Roy. You got a question already? You're raising your hand?
No, I had to do something new because I can't dab anymore. Because it's 2017!
Right, dabbing is just so 2016.
Well, could you be close?
So
I know, right?
Right? Alright, solving equations containing fractions. Okay, this is still from chapter 5, and you're going to quiz on this on Friday. Or I'm sorry, next week. We won't be able to quiz on this tomorrow. But we're going to go back to learning about solving equations. And the goal, stop talking now. The goal is always to get the variable by itself on one side of the equation. Anytime you have an equation, it has an equal sign, and it separates the equation into two sides. Okay? And so on the left side you have g plus 9/10 equals 7/10. Very simple equation, pretty simple numbers. And what you need to do is prove what g equals. Okay? Now notice I said prove it. You can't just tell me, oh, g is 2/10 or -2/10 or whatever you want to say. You have to prove it by showing your work. All right? So, here's how you prove it. You have to follow the procedures we've learned about solving equations. Guys, you're not involved in what's going on here, okay? You should be looking up here. What kind of classroom culture do we want to have? We talked about this. What should be the norm here? It should be being involved in the lesson, coming into class and learning, listening, and getting as much as you can of it. Because honestly, what you guys are doing right now is not working very well, is it? You could be doing better in this class. We talked about that yesterday. And you're not going to get better by doing your own thing. The way you're going to get better is by being involved in the lesson, trying to learn and trying to listen, trying to answer questions. Slant. Okay? Sit up, listen. Ask and answer questions. Nod to show that you're understanding. Track the speaker. Okay? Stacy, I don't have anything to copy today. I'm sorry. All right. So let's get back. How do you prove it? How do you get the variable by itself? You have to get rid of the other stuff that's on that side. Whatever stuff is on the left side with it, what are we going to get rid of, Jen? Put the book away. Thank you.
Get rid of 9/10.
You got to get rid of 9/10. So you do what?
You put the opposite of it.
Yep. And what do you do with that opposite?
Put it on the other side.
On how many sides? You said do it on the other side.
Other side of the equal sign.
And on left side and the right side. Both sides. Okay? Not just on one side, but you have to add the opposite to both sides. We have to get, on the side with g, we have to get g plus 0. Okay? This is called the identity property of addition. When you add 0 to a number, what do you get? I would recommend not doodling in your notebook right now and just paying attention. Because it's going to make a lot more sense when you're trying to do this. Okay? So look up here. Okay? G plus 0 equals G. And so anytime you add 0 to a number, it identifies that number. It's called the identity property of addition. Okay? Now, you have to add the same thing to the other side. You add 9/10 to the right side. Now, you can't do that, can you? Nope. With fractions, you have to take the bigger absolute value minus the smaller absolute value. Absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line, right? It's those bars that go around the numbers. If you see those bars that go around the numbers, it refers to its absolute value, its distance from 0. Okay?
And they have to have this.
And in order to add and subtract fractions properly without a calculator, which you will have to do when you do this quiz. So you can't just say, oh, I'm just going to put it into my calculator. You're going to have to show me that you can add and subtract fractions, because it's a 5th grade skill. Okay? You have to do 9/10 minus 7/10. All right? 9/10 minus 7/10 is 2/10. Therefore, 7/10 plus negative 9/10 is negative 2/10. Correct. Okay? And if g plus 0 equals negative 2/10, then g equals negative 2/10.
Why you do that?
Or, you can't leave this as negative 2/10.
Negative 1/5.
Yeah. Negative 1/5.
Why
Guess you got it straight.
Because we have to put it in lowest terms with fractions.
Guess you got it straight.
Okay? Now, we also have to check it. And that's what you're going to put on the line when you do this. So you're going to solve these equations, and then you're going to put the check on the line. With this one, we'd have to use negative 2/10 because that's a common multiple. We have to have, the denominators all have to be the same, right? So you write check, and then you write negative 2/10. Instead of writing g, we replace the solution for g with g, and
9/10.
plus 9/10,
7/10.
and that equals
Why you do
7/10,
that?
and that is true.
Why you do that?
Okay? Does this make sense?
Why you do that?
Daria,
If it was if it was g minus 9/10, would you put plus negative?
yes.
And then one more, if the whenever whatever.
Oh, we'll get to the numbers. All right, I'll go through those. Look at this one. This is what she's talking about. This is a subtraction equation, which we would have to insert a plus sign. So write this one down, because you get to use these notes on your quiz.
Excuse me.
And so put this example in. A plus negative 1/8 equals 5/8. On the left side, would we add negative 1/8 to both sides?
Positive.
Why positive, Emily?
Because it's negative.
Yeah, because this is negative. We have to add positive in order to get 0.
And it's 24.
And then we have to add positive to the other side.
6 8.
So A plus 0 equals 6, which means A equals
3/4.
4. Good.
Wow, you guys are smart.
Yeah, just simplify.
Now when you check it,
8.
you write 6/8. Go back to 6/8 because you could write 3/4 here, but then you'd have to just write 6/8 anyway. You have to use 6/8 in your check. 6/8 minus 1/8 equals 5/8, and that is true. Okay?
What do you do
Yeah.
that?
Do we have to check on
Yes, you always have to check. All right, take out your assignment. how you need to show your work on these. So you may copy them.
And Jeffy's like, why do you do that?
First, the equation is already written for you. So you could just start filling in the work. On the left side, you have h plus 3/4. And if you add negative 3/4, you get 0. And then you add negative 3/4 to the other side, which is actually negative 6/8. And then h plus 0 equals 1/8. Therefore, h equals 1/8. Circle it. And then on the line, write the check.
Oh, I have a question. Why do you do that?
1/8. The solution for h is 1/8 plus 3/4, which we know is 6/8, and that equals 7/8. Yeah, you could just do a T for true.
Yeah, T.
Next one.
Fix it again.
I don't want it.
You do that.
I like the quiet games because it's so funny. The quiet game,
What are you missing?
you have to stay quiet for a week.
The identity property. H plus 0. Yep.
Like this
You're missing
one.
the identity property. H plus 0. You're missing, oh, there. Right underneath. Wait, you're missing the work. Use a pencil. Now, what I'm doing now, as I'm walking around and as you're working in pencil, I'm determining how much homework I need to give you. Okay? Whether or not you can follow this procedure really well, then I can give you less homework because I know that you've pretty much got it. Or I'm seeing a lot of mistakes, and therefore you're going to need more practice to get this.
People do it.
Okay?
You're just like,
Finish it up. Copy all the work. Yep. Let's go on to number 2. Add negative 1 and 13/16 to both sides, so that e plus 0 equals something.
well, it would be negative. No,
Yeah.
it would be
And then
negative.
add negative 1 and 13/16. But we can't do 5 take away 13. This is a lower number, but we're going to need to regroup this because we don't have enough pieces. So we have to take away a whole and add 16 pieces to the 5 we already have. Please don't whistle. So we've got 21/16. Okay? So copy that down.
1/2.
And then we're left with 8/16. So E equals 1/2.
Wait, what?
Say what?
Then, if we add 8/16 So using the original number rather than using the reduced number. So we have a common multiple here. We had 8/16 plus 1 and 13/16.
Wait, what was it?
It equals 1 and 21/16, which is actually 2 and 5/16. And so that is true. Okay. Daria.
How come you have to cross out?
Cross out.
Yeah.
Okay, what the crossing out is if we were to draw this out, if we have 2 holes
Yeah.
and then 5 pieces, we don't have enough to take away 13. Okay? So the crossing out refers to cutting up this one into 13 little pieces, or 16 pieces, because the denominator is 16ths. So it refers to taking this whole and cutting it up into little pieces. Okay? Now when you count these all up, you end up with 21 instead of just 5. And now you have enough pieces to take away 13. Okay? So that drawing that line through the whole number and reducing it by 1, it means we're taking one of those holes and cutting it up into pieces. Any other questions on that one? It's a good question. Emily?
On the test, if we have these,
Yep.
do we have to write it in like the common denominator form or the simplest form? For the-
You have to write the solution in simplest form for the check.
Yeah.
You could write either one.
Wait, what's our test?
Next week. Next Wednesday probably.
Is it a quiz or a test?
It's like a 20-point quiz. So it'll be 4 points per question.
It's
All right.
gonna be all of it.
Yeah, actually no, 3 points per question. 1 for showing your work, 1 for the solution, and 1 for the check. Okay? All right. Skip down to number 5. Oh wait, no, I guess we're gonna need to do number 3. Oh, we've got a negative solution, so we're gonna need to work on that. Number 3. M plus 5/8. So we add negative 5/8 to both sides. So M plus 0. You've got to make sure you get M plus 0. Okay?
Wait,
Draw this line.
to number 5.
Yep, it's an equal sign. You gotta have an equal sign. Now, negative 3/16 plus negative 5/8. What's the common multiple? It's in the denominator, 16. So it equals negative 10/16. Yep.
And then you would add them because
And then you would add
Because they're
them.
both-
Negative 3/16
no.
plus
I mean, yeah.
negative 10/16.
It'll be negative 13.
So it equals negative 13/16.
Dang it, I didn't do that right.
I got it.
M equals negative 13/16. Make sure you write neatly so you can see
Oh,
that
dang it.
negative
It's
sign.
negative.
Okay?
Why you think?
And then write the check. Negative 13/16 plus 5/8.
Why you do that?
And that equals negative 3/16. Since 5/8 is 10/16, we know that this is true.
Do that.
Now, when you're writing on your quiz, what I'm looking for when you check it is this T. That shows me that this is the check. Okay? If there's a T next to it, you don't have to write check because I know that this is the check. Because it's got a T on it and you circled it, which means that you checked it and it's true. Okay?
Why is this one?
Otherwise, this just looks like part of your work, showing your work. So in order to get credit, you have to have this T. You have to have, because that shows me where it is. It shows me that it's the check. All right? Make sure you write that on the line. Any questions so far? All right. Here's number 4.
Is this good? Yeah, I know.
Already got this one copied? Done with this one? Stay focused.
7.
I'm going to come around and check this one.
Would it be 12 over 12? Wouldn't that be just
Which one?
so? Wouldn't it be just like 7 minus 4, 5 over 12?
Yep. But if you have 7 holes, can you take away 5? No. So you then have to reduce the holes by 1 and make 12 pieces in order to take away 5.
Yes, it would be 7. That was right.
7. 7.
6, 12 over 12. It's 6, 12 over 12. Because you have to have 6.
7, but you have to have a fraction of minus 7.
Or you can do 7.
I tried to make it for hockey and did this so bad.
That's what 6 over 12 over 12 is.
That's what I do, and then I'm like, ah, yeah.
When I wake up, HBU. I wake up, like right before bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I wake up and then I do like 3 push-ups and then I do it after I eat, because then I'm like, ah, yeah, I'm so powerful. Like when you wake up, you're like, what? And then you're like, after you wake up,
Oh, you're not done with this one.
Try to crack it.
oh, we're doing that. Roy, I'm gonna be you.
I love it.
Cool.
I just cracked
Oh, number 4.
I do crack it.
Yeah, I got it. Ooh, oh, that's
Yeah.
oh.
And then I go. Just try one like.
Right, I'm gonna do the roast.
No, I'm not doing it.
No.
So Roy did it. He's like, I'm doing it.
Cole, try to crack your back. I always do it. Go like this. Stand like this. Twist.
Oh, holy crap! I did it. Ah.
No, you have to
My friend.
You can't crack it.
Oh, darn, you know, buddy.
Oh, we are all dead. We have to do
So he's like, I realized it. Like, but he's
Cole,
like this, and he's
put
like,
your hand on the other
so
desk.
my friend,
Right here.
he literally like
I forgot that was the first time I saw it. I'm like, oh. This.
Yeah,
Put
when
one
he
in
sits
here.
like this, he I think
And then,
it's like,
and he's just like,
no.
you gotta flip it. I'm confused.
Where is this guy's gonna go?
Oh, I got got it. Oh yeah, and they said flip it. It's called. Oh, I do. My sister lost it. I lost it.
She lost it.
My sister got like an off brand. The same one as my mom.
It's coming.
My basketball bag should be coming any day now.
Is it Under Armour or like?
I got
You have two sisters.
Okay.
It's all like her. I was like,
Let's go on. Number 5.
yeah, it's like,
It's just 8th grade, so people people are like, so rigid.
They're coming out with
big guy.
That sounds awesome.
He's hopefully I
They have
can
Untitled
Defense.
which is like the
Right.
biggest thing.
I
Hey Nate, was it?
actually tackled
Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
one of the best guys to our team.
No, it said Jurassic World
It was a
official
one-on-one, so
trailer.
it's like,
Jurassic World official.
How
would you get the comment?
And I was like, coaches, I was just gonna go get more.
So, number 5.
I'm gonna do that.
You have to add 5 knights to both sides.
I didn't get any.
Brett, stop talking. You have to add 5 knights to both sides. So on the right side, you've got 5 6 plus 5 knights. And what's the lowest common multiple of 6 and 9? 18. So I converted both 5 6 and 5 knights to 18ths. 5 6 is 15 18ths. 5 knights is 10 18ths. 15 plus 10 is 25 18ths. So x plus 0 equals 25 18ths. Now finish it.
25
I mostly tried to do this.
1.
Simplify 25 18ths.
$38.
10 15.
What number?
Oh, you're adding. The opposite of negative is positive. So you're adding positive.
I asked myself.
Do we just put 25?
No, you have to convert it to a mixed number.
How do you do that?
It'll be, it's,
So
so you do 25 divided by
25 divided by 18 gives you
It would be 1 and
remainder
7
of
18. 1 and 7 18.
50.
Now remember that.
Yes, okay.
Wait.
You do this thing.
It's not in your paper.
That's what my sister
Okay, I'm doing it.
Right?
Oh my god.
Number 6. Class,
Yes.
I know what you mean. It's like this, right?
add 7 eighths to both sides.
See, so great. You have to
So y plus 0. Oops, this is, you have to put a plus sign here. Stop. Hey, guys. Back on task. Okay. Daria? You still need to finish number 5.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to work. Now, we have to convert this to 16ths. 6 and 8 as a common denominator. 16. We have to multiply by 2 Oh, good. We've got 15. Take away 14. So we have enough. But this is negative.
It's negative.
So it's -1, isn't it?
-1 and 6.
Negative 15 plus 14 is -1.
So -1/16.
Yep. So y equals, and finish that up. Finish that up, Roy.
True. Number 7. Yeah.
Keep looking, are you?
He did.
We're inside.
Make sure you circle, go back and circle all of your solutions. See how I have circled the solutions?
Okay.
You have to circle the solutions, and you have to circle
do you mean
T
the
for
solution?
true on all of them.
Oh,
All right?
the answer.
Mhm. Number 7.
I got it.
Dude, that's so easy.
So, number 7, you've got a negative plus a negative. You have to add those two.
Yeah, I have it
So
too.
it's more negative. 2/4.
I got
It's 3 and 3/4.
it's -3 and 3.
And then number 8. I'm going to leave these up here when I'm done, so you can look at them if you need to. But otherwise, at this point, you should be able to pretty much work through these on your own. And just look up here if you need help. Now be careful with number 8, because it's one of those where you've got to
It's
change it around and do
1 and 7/10. That's what I need. 1 and 7/10.
and then you're going to have to take away a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not negative, it's 1. Yes.
Wait. Why would you switch it? Why would you flip it around?
Because
Because
You could take
it's
it away.
negative and then
if you have 7
3
tenths,
Yeah.
1 and 7/10 is less, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
But
when you
it's
switch it
negative.
around, you're not going to have enough pieces to take away. You have to do 3 4/10 minus 1 and 7/10, but then you have a 7 that you're taking away from 4. You don't have enough pieces to take away. Look, when you change it around, you have 4 pieces, you have to take away 7. That's not enough. So you have to cut up a hole, cross out the 3,
But why don't you
Right,
just
two.
okay? Why don't you just do
and
negative?
then add 10.
Why
What?
don't you just do -1 and 7/10 subtracted by 3 and 3 and 4/10?
And what would you get? You get -2,
And
or sorry, you get 2 and 3/10.
yeah,
Is that the same as 1 and 7/10? What's the right answer? 1 and 7/10.
So how would you know when to switch it around?
When you have the bigger, when you set it up and look at the bigger number minus the smaller number, okay? So you have to look at it this way.
Okay.
3 and 4/10 minus 1 and 7/10. And when you look at 4 and 7, you know you don't have enough pieces. Whenever you don't have enough pieces, you're going to have to change it around and do the work this way. Okay? You may want to review this one online. All right? It is confusing. You have to look at it and understand what the fractions mean. Okay? This fraction means 3 and 4/10 minus 1 and 7/10, and we have to take 7 away from 4. A fraction means you don't have enough pieces.
Oh, yeah, okay. So if like, because on the top, my dad's gonna read. So for the one before,
Hey, get focused, Cole.
on the one before, that would be 2 and 2/4. Wouldn't
Yep.
it be more than 1 and 1/4? Why would you not have?
Ah, but on this one we're taking negative plus negative. So we're just adding the pieces
So
on
if
that
it's a
one.
negative and positive, and the bottom one's bigger than, no, if the top one, wait.
The pieces. Just look at the pieces. 4 pieces, take away 7 pieces. Then just look at the numerators.
Yeah.
And that will tell you whether or not you have to change it around and regroup. Okay? Good question. I'll set up 9 and 10 for you so you can copy it if you want to before you leave. So you add 4, oops, sorry, negative 4 and 3/8 to both sides. So F plus 0. And now we have negative and positive.
Wait,
So now you have to check the
don't
pieces.
you have to find the common denominator?
Yeah, we're going to have to find the common denominator. This is 24, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to multiply it and make this 8/24. And multiply this by 3 and get 9/24. And now when you look, you have, we're going to do 4 and 9/24 minus 2 and 8/24. When you look at 9 and 8, do you have enough pieces?
Yeah, because you're taking the 8 away
Yep,
from
because you do 4 and 9/24. That's the bigger absolute value.
So then it would
Minus 2 and 8/24.
24.
And yep, we have enough. 2 and 1/24.
Negative.
Now, it's negative.
Let's go.
Yeah. So F equals, and then check it. And insert plus sign. Add 1 and 2/5. And since we're just adding 1 and 2/5, you don't have to worry about regrouping. B plus 0
Why do you do that?
equals, now we have to convert it to lowest common multiple of 35.
loses.
So we're going to have to multiply it by 5.
Right
And by 7.
Jeffy loses it to it.
And then what?
You just watch all. Make sure you, yeah, make sure you.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that when you said all the back. Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna change the volume.
And 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yeah, I got it right.
So B equals, and that's it. Okay?
I'm done.
Finish those up.
America was made.